I am Professor Samuel Stephenson, one of the TBC leaders and a TBC live broadcaster. I want to continue with the previous topic I have dealt with, demystifying live broadcasting. You see, live broadcasting is one of the sure way we are getting the message of TBC out to the entire world. And I can see that since we started this live broadcasting, the influence or the impact of TBC has been enormous. So, I want to encourage all my viewers and listeners to begin live broadcasting. I want to carry you through the benefit of live broadcasting. I would have liked to show you, share my screen with you, but I'm having some technical issues still with my phone because I'm broadcasting with my phone. Okay. And so one of the things I want to encourage you is that it is possible to broadcast live just with your Android device or iOS. So all you need is to have a YouTube account. But before that, you must have a Google account. Talking about Gmail. Must have a Gmail account because everything about Google is connected to the Gmail. And so I am shooting this video to demystify live broadcasting, that it is possible to do it, and it doesn't matter the location. As long as you have access to the internet, it is possible. And that is what I am doing exactly. I did the other one some times ago, and I showed you live from my garden. And I am doing the same thing here from another location, letting you know that it is possible to live broadcast, which is what I am doing now, demystifying live broadcasting. Okay? So, you must also understand the purpose of TBC before you can go live also. You see, before you can tell people about something, you yourself need to understand it very well. If you don't understand, how will you encourage others to be part of it? That is why you need to study the blog regularly and be familiar with the happenings in TBC. Number one, you need to understand the vision of TBC. What is the mission of TBC? The mission of TBC is simply captioned that TBC is a movement that is out to lift humanity out of abject poverty to live a life of abundance. Okay? How to live humanity out of abject poverty and to live a life of abundance. So for this to be achieved, two things has to be clear. Number one, we need to believe that abundance is possible. Okay? We need to believe that abundance is possible, and we also need to believe that scarcity is artificial. Okay? Scarcity is artificial. In other words, scarcity is man-made. Scarcity is human design to give some classes of people upper hand or control over the others. So the same thing is applicable in every area of human endeavor. Talk of education, politics, business, banking, law, or anywhere. There is a set of cabal that control the affairs of men. And these people want you to believe that without them, you can do nothing. And if you try to do without them, they will do everything within their means to frustrate you. So this time around, I want to let you know that TBC is a non-violent movement that is out to educate humanity and let human beings know that it is possible to live outside the control of this elite system. Okay, for you to live outside the control of this elite system, then your mindset is what. So this live broadcasting we are involved in this point in time in our march towards abundance global is a means of educating humanity to know that it is possible to live a life of abundance. So the question there is that people have asked me and said, how can it be that all men in the world become wealthy? Who will serve the other? Well, the truth of the matter is that all men can be wealthy and yet you still have good laborers. In other words, the laborers that we have when all men become wealthy are those laboring, okay? Laborers that are laboring with enthusiasm, not those who are waking up every morning hissing because it is a burden. Labor is meant to be an exercise, something that you do with enthusiasm, something that you like doing. Your job is supposed to be a hobby, not a punishment. So when your job is seen as a punishment, then there is something fundamentally wrong with your lifestyle, with the whole system. So the same thing we are saying here, when all of us have become wealthy, then job or your work will no longer be a labor, rather it will be a hobby. Okay, so the happiness that TBC is spreading is going to change the entire human history, the way we live, the way we relate, the way we do things, the way we do transactions, the way we do business, our relationship, everything is going to change. So the question there is that we need to understand what the blockchain technology, which the cryptocurrency like TBC is built on, is bringing to the table. Okay, at different point, different revolution and different revolution and changes has taken place in human existence, and each of these brought a fundamental change to human system. Take for instance, some few years ago, we were using landline for communication. We have to use a long wire connected to the house before you can get communication through from one place to the other, or you use a telegraph and all that. But in recent time, the advancement in technology has brought that to a very close range to us. What is this close range I am talking about? Number one, today we have the GSM, that is the handset in our hands. And so you don't need to travel to telephone station before you can make calls or do your communication. Before night post, for instance, here in Nigeria, the Nigeria Postal Service is the one that services everyone. Everyone have to queue to get a letter from the post office. But today, the introduction of email has put that one under check. As it is now, if you come to night post, you don't even see anybody there. In fact, those who are there, the staff there are there sleeping, because the development technology has changed that drastically. So even right now, as I speak with you, something is coming on board very powerful that is going to change the entire relationship of humanity globally. And how is it going to be? Technology that is coming through blockchain is going to change the way we trust. In other words, if you have your money in a bank and the bank liquidate, everything you have there is gone. Or if the bank is being hacked, their cyber is being hacked, everything you have there is gone. But the blockchain technology, everything is built on blocks, and so even if the hacker should hack it, it is only the node that is being hacked that will be taken out of the way, and so nothing will happen to the entire system. That means you don't need third party to carry out transaction anymore. And what we are referring to as third party here, one example of third party is clearinghouse, the banks in particular, the third parties we are talking about between you and your client, or between you and your next partner. As you carry out your transaction, you are in total control of the transaction. That is what the blockchain technology is bringing to table, which means, and then transaction can also be done with high speed. It's not a matter of you depositing a check and you say 2, 3, 4 days you'll be waiting for the check to clear, or something like that, or you do a transfer, you pay third party, this and that. All that will be eliminated by the blockchain technology advancement. And so what that is bringing to the table is that we will be able to carry out transaction at the speed of light, as the blockchain technology stabilize. Okay, we'll be able to carry out transaction very fast, and then with the important. Third parties have always been a bottleneck to humanity. They have constituted a kind of cabal. We refer to as this third party the larger chunk. For instance, you want to transfer $1,000 to your business partner. The third party may charge you 10, 20, even $100 for carrying out that transaction on your behalf. But with the uh, invention of the blockchain technology, you don't need that anymore, because you will be able to do peer-to-peer transaction without the help of third party. So this peer-to-peer transaction is what many people don't understand the value of it. And the reason is because we have been made to believe that without the government structures in place, we cannot survive. In fact, I've heard some people say that what will happen if ordinary people now have more money than government? Then I ask him that question. I say, look, are you showing sympathy to the government who have enslaved you, your father, your forefathers, your great-grandfather, who has been enslaved by the government? Now TBC good news is coming to liberate you, and then you are showing sympathy to the government. This is an error in your mind. So this error need to be corrected. For instance, what we mean by democracy is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. That means the people have the power, and this power is invested into some elected leaders. But when the elected leaders become so powerful than the people, and they become oppressors, then it becomes an error. So this abundance that TBC is spreading to ordinary people is going to bring government to our right senses. The government will come back to our right senses to know our real responsibility, that the government is meant to serve the people, not to exploit the people. So what TBC is going to do after the disbursement of all this wealth. Now, permit me to clarify what I mean by disbursement of wealth. Some people have said, where is TBC going to get money to pay the people all the money they are promising? TBC is not paying anybody. You are only making a purchase. TBC will tell you it's a system that after you make this purchase, this purchase will now develop over time, and then it will increase in value until you become extraordinary millionaire, and some of us are already billionaires. Looking forward to see that we will not only be billionaires, rather become trillionaires. Okay, that is where I am thinking of. In other words, if you are a billionaire or a trillionaire, just as I am aspiring to be, you will be able to help humanity. Even those who have not been able to sign up for TBC, you can be of help to them. And I want to quote uh, Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America. He made a comment. Not now. Even before he became the president of America, he was a billionaire. And he made a comment in one of his audio book. Think, listen to him, and he said, the more you have, the more you would like to give. The more you have, the more you would like to give. You see, when you see people and they say they are stingy, it's because they don't have. And even if they have, it's because their mind is still very poor. And so, poverty is not only what you have in your pocket or in your bank account, rather, it's all about what you have in your mind and in your brain and your heart. So, the more you have, the more you like to give, which means if you have more, it will not be difficult for you to give out more. So, what TBC is here to do is to spread this abundance so that more people will have more resources, and then they will be able to give out more to help humanity out of abject poverty. You see, the global economic meltdown, which has been programmed by the elite right from 1938, no, I beg your pardon, 1988. Yes, 1988, 30 years ago. Okay, 30 years ago. And their plan is that in 30 years, this will be implemented. And the 30th year of that project is this year, 2018. And so there is going to be a lot of financial crisis that the whole world is going to experience any moment from this year. It's already happening. Several countries' currencies are weakening by the day. These are all signals to you that the whole world is sitting on a time bomb. But TBC has come at the right time to be able to provide an alternative to humanity. TVC has come at the appropriate time to provide a succor to humanity. Humanity is at the verge of collapse in terms of the agony that the elite have preferred against them, have prepared to unleash on them. But thank God for TBC. TBC have an alternative, which means everything you have to do, not necessarily be a billionaire like me, but at least you should have an account with TBC. Even if it is only the 25,000 kringles you are able to have, just pay your $10 wallet fee and then wait for it. When the TBC economy fully materialized, you are already a millionaire. Okay, you are already what? A millionaire. In summary, I want to let you know that the vision of TBC for ending global poverty is achievable. But how do we achieve this? We will only achieve this if you believe in the TBC project. Just as I believe it, I am telling you now. But if I had believed it and I kept it to myself, it wouldn't have reached you. So I want you to send this message also to others as you are hearing me. Pursue it, study more from the blog, get more information, get more education, then uh, send messages to others, your loved ones, your friends and well-wishers. Send them this message. And then I want you to also do me a favor, so that while you are watching this video, you will click the subscribers button. Okay, the like button, the subscribers button, press it so that anytime I am shooting a video, you will be able to connect. You will be notified whether it is live video or recorded video. You will be notified, or you will be able to come and watch thereafter the moment you click to my channel. So it is very simple. You can do this and then invite your friend to watch this live transforming broadcast. I want to let you know that TBC have all it takes to lead the entire humanity from abject poverty into great abundance of wealth. But then it may not necessarily be that that means everybody will become, but it does mean that everyone that come into TBC and follow all the instructions given by the admin will definitely be out of poverty. Okay, will definitely be out of poverty. So those of us that are already members and some of us are discouraged, I want to encourage you that Rome was not built in a day. Since Rome was not built in a day, you should also endure with the TBC project. The TBC have experienced some technical challenges, especially in the year 2017, and by now we are overcoming that challenges already. We are overcoming that challenges already, and I believe that any moment from now, everything will stabilize. And then those of you that have, gone out of the system, I encourage you to come back. Okay, TBC is making news all over the world. So why don't you be part of this? TBC is making billionaires. Why don't you become one of these billionaires? We are creating billionaires. Okay, we are creating billionaires, and we want you to be part of us. You see, I remember Donald Trump said, he said, those of us that are billionaires, we reason differently. We don't care what people say about us. We have our own mind of thinking. So, welcoming you to the club of billionaires. I want you to start reasoning like us. I don't want you to reason like what people are talking about, but start reasoning like us. Billionaires have a different way they think. Billionaires have a different way they look at issues. They are not controlled by what people say about them. Rather, they are controlled by their vision and their mission. Therefore, I encourage you to pursue your vision in TBC. Tell others, don't be discouraged. Don't give up. It is going to be stable very soon, very soon, very soon, very soon. Okay. So uh, at this point, I want to let you know that broadcasting will help you become one of the top leaders in TBC. Just a week ago, the admin have started releasing the lead to the broadcasters so that we will be able to reach out to other members and encourage them to come up, those who have gone away, some of them that are discouraged along the line. It takes only those of us that are persistent to be able to encourage them to wake up, and then we'll move to the promised land. The point there is, where is our promised land? Our promised land is the country called abundance. I used to tell people jokingly, I said, we have two countries in existence today in the world: the country of lack and poverty and want, and then the country of abundance of wealth, which is TBC. That is where we are. So you choose where you want to be. Are you going to be in the country of lack, want, and poverty, or you want to be in the country of abundance of wealth? So I encourage you to come over to the country of abundance of wealth. So why don't you switch your allegiance from the poverty-stricken country and join the abundance club? Amen. I like this. I like this. I like this. Okay. So I want to conclude by saying that in TBC, you have all it takes to change the world. But first of all, you must believe it. Believe in the mission of TBC, spread the good news, do your pushes, and follow every instruction that is given per time, so that at the end of it, we will be living witnesses of this great abundance. You see, in this world, I can say that what is happening in TBC has never happened in the entire human history. Okay. And why is it happening this time? Is because this is the very time that the elite have heightened up their strategy for human enslavement. For instance, those of us in Africa have enjoyed what we call independence from our colonial masters, but those independence is only on paper. If you look at our system, you know that we are not independent. You will know, if you are an educated person like me, you will know that actually in Africa and most of the third world, we are not independent. We are actually still under the control of the colonial master, one way or the other. But I believe freedom that our fathers yearned and fought for the independent is actually coming to us through TBC. You see, if somebody gives you independence, okay, politically, and you don't have financial independence and you run onto them every now and then to borrow money, to ask for aid and all that, you are not independent. You are still under their control. In fact, you are under their custody. Okay, every year, millions, or I would say billions of dollars come to Africa in the name of aid from developed countries. I want to tell you that Africa will need financial freedom. In fact, I will devote another time to speak on this very issue to our African brethren and the third world and the developing country. We don't need aid from the developed world. What we need is financial freedom, and that is what TBC has provided for us. Therefore, in my own understanding, I feel that TBC is for the third world countries. I've been saying it in most of my videos and my broadcasts, and I'll continue to say it's what I believe, and there's nothing anybody can say to persuade me otherwise. I believe TBC is meant for the third world countries, Africa in particular. Okay? Africa in particular. The reason is because without this, we will continue to remain under the control of the elite. Okay? And continue to remain under the control of the elite. What do we mean by this elite? The elite in terms of geographical or global wise are the Western world. Okay, the developed countries, they are the elite. Even among countries, we have elite countries. The developed countries are the elite. Okay, and what they do is that they have their representatives in most developing countries. They have their representatives in most developing countries. So they work in favor of their paymasters abroad. They work in favor of their paymasters abroad. They dictate for them, even in our politics, they are in control. The economic policies, they are in control. Why? Because they promise us aid. They promise us what assistance here and there, and we have no control over our own. Even some of the statements that our leaders make, you know that they are under control, under the influence of other powerful people out there. But for us to be completely and outrightly free, we need to be in TBC. And that is why I believe that what TBC is bringing on board is for the African people to embrace it. And I am happy that most of our people in Nigeria, we are keen up and will continue to do more of our advocacy for more Nigerians to join TBC. The reason is because as long as Africa Africa is concerned, if Nigeria is liberated, we will be in a better position to liberate the entire Africa. Okay? We'll be in a better position to liberate the entire Africa. What do I mean by this? Nigeria is the most populous black nation in the world. Okay? Which means out of every 10 Africa, you have one Nigeria there. Which means if Nigeria can get it right with TBC, then I can assure you that Africa will get it right economically. Okay? Africa will get it right economically. Please, if you have a question, put your question through. I believe even if I'm not able to answer now because of some of this network problem, I will be able to respond later. Okay? Thank you very much. As I said earlier, my name is Professor Samuel Stephenson. I am one of the TBC leaders from Nigeria, and I want to let you know that TBC is a vision that I have come to believe that will succeed